Hey, welcome to Module 10. I hope you all had fun writing your commercial scripts. I'm looking forward to reading them. You may have also noticed that we finished the textbook. Yeah! So moving forward, you won't have any more assigned readings to complete. You will, however, be expected to spend time with the learning materials I've put together for you in each of the following modules. The content there will help a ton with the upcoming assignments. So again, please spend time with them. So for our first off-book module, we'll be expanding upon the wonderful world of commercial script writing by diving deeper into radio ads and branded content. So for the intro this week, I want to talk about branded content in particular because it's basically an evolution of traditional commercials and utilizes some of the previous concepts we've gone through in this course. So I think it'll be a really fun way for y'all to put a bunch of the previous thinking together and create one of your first larger projects. So as you'll find in the learning materials for this week, branded content is different from traditional ads because it doesn't typically sell the product in a straightforward way or highlight any differentiating features or benefits. It's more similar to a manifesto in the way that it highlights the brand's values, vision, and vibe. Ultimately, branded content comes together in the shape of a video, but it always includes much more than that. So it could be an event like a competition or fashion show or whatever. It could be something more interactive, maybe like a game. It could be a collaboration, a new service, or a new product line. The possibilities here really are endless. So by hosting these kind of activations or partnering with noteworthy influencers, brands are able to get a ton of content. And that means video, testimonials, quotes, photos, all of that good stuff. And usually what happens is they edit it together and create these hype videos, mini documentaries, films, or whatever that all go way beyond the typical 30-second commercial that you'd see on TV or while you're watching a streaming service. And branded content is just usually the stuff that goes viral, or it ultimately creates conversation in the communities that the brand is trying to target. So let's look at an example together. This one is from AKQA, which is the agency I work for, and they produced this branded film for GoFundMe, which is one of the most popular crowdfunding websites, as part of their 2022 Year in Help campaign. So let's watch the film.
Inch by inch, row by row, gotta make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow.
So the goal here was just to thank GoFundMe donators and show that their contribution makes a real impact in the world. And to create this moving painting, kind of street mural inspired film, AKQA partnered with Paul Trillo, who is an AI art influencer, and yes, those exist, based in LA. So again, yes, All of that was done by AI generative art. And in particular, they used a combination of DALL-E for the composite layers of visual assets. So basically each of those individual art styled frames. And then the Stable Diffusion's image to image, they used that for frame regeneration. So to make sure that that hand painted aesthetic was all consistent throughout the entire film. It's pretty crazy. This technology literally didn't exist a couple of years ago, and you wouldn't have been able to pull this off without some kind of monumental effort from a ton of painters and a ton of time. So it's a pretty interesting first foray into AI generated commercials. And I'll put a few links under the video in this announcement. So if you want to dig more into the behind the scenes stuff or see more of like the overarching campaign that this was part of. So I'll link that below. Did just really think this was a great example of a trendy piece of branded content to share with y'all. And not only because it's using AI, which yes, we've also been talking about, but because it incorporates two key elements that you'll find in almost all branded content. So it's a really good example of these two elements. So first, it's a clear collaboration or partnership between a brand and an influencer. In this case, it's GoFundMe and Paul Trillo. And this one is actually just really cool too because it's unexpected. Like AI art isn't the first thing that pops into your mind when you think of a GoFundMe commercial. So it got a lot of people talking and a lot of press and articles written about it because it's novel. And second, this revolves around a moment in time. The film was part of the 2022 Year in Help campaign, which is basically a yearly review of all the contributions and campaigns on GoFundMe. It's very similar to Spotify's yearly Wrapped campaign. But this is cool because this film was never something that was intended to be ever present or everlasting for the campaign, which again, it makes it all the more novel that GoFundMe would do something like this for, this one specific moment for 1 year. So as you begin adapting your script from last week to work as branded content, keep those two elements in the back of your mind. What are some novel collabs or activations that would make sense for your brand? I also recommend that you leverage your brainstorming techniques for this week. They will come in handy. And as always, please reach out if you have any questions or need clarification around anything at all. Hope you have a great week. Cheers!